Hey family, welcome to Phie.Love Intuitive Conversations. I hope you guys are good. If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if there's any negativity, if there's any hate, please keep it on your side of the street, okay? Won't be acknowledged. So, family, in this video, I'm being guided to get into the topic of us as adults paying more attention to the kinds of things that we allow our children or children in your family or children that you might find yourself at some point in your life in a position of being a caregiver towards, right? So really it could be anyone who is viewed as an adult and old enough to provide care to children, right? Children who are impressionable, children who have soft minds, children who have to actually in the future be able to connect on some level with others from a place of compassion and authenticity and of good character and of solid grounding through an example of good adults around them. Yes. Where have we swayed away from the importance of this? Where have we allowed the system to take over and remove the responsibility we have as adults to engage the raising of our children on every single level that we possibly can and that is available to us and of our ability outside of our spaces of having to make money and contribute to the world and our families, right? Where have people as adults let go of the responsibilities that come with raising children? Been desensitized by the system and the things they watch and the things that adults have now considered as shortcuts and as pacifiers to doing and engaging the duties fully that involve being a parent or being a caregiver and paying attention to the kinds of stuff that, are being imprinted and influenced upon children's minds. If we can zoom out, I'm going to just take the general example that I know everybody can kind of relate to, right? If we zoom out and recognize that the things we as adults get caught up in through TV, whatever we use to distract ourselves, that we've also now used or that we've become okay with also now using as a distraction for the children and view it as something that is okay because the system has smacked the words kids on there or child friendly or a specific age or is friendly for a specific age, whatever it might be. Why would we want to say that that is child friendly and something that we should be okay exposing our children to when it comes out of the very same system that uses these things that you pacify your mind with, that you use as a distraction, as a tool to control you, as a tool to shape your perception and the way that you deal with society, as a tool to desensitize you from all the cruelty and the ugly ways that they program humans to behave towards one another. Why have these tools been okay and given the go-ahead in society to be used as a child babysitter, to be used as a tool to help you have more you time, sleep longer, or whatever it might be, to reduce the kind of attention and energy you need to put into being a parent that you have chosen to do. You have taken the responsibility on to raise another human being, to shape another human being's mind. Why are we okay putting that responsibility onto the system that is actually every single day trying to shape your mind to their benefit? What do you think that they're actually doing to the children's minds? All these things that are labeled as cartoons, labeled as kids' entertainment, they come from the same place. The same place that encourages all the sex within adults, that encourages all the violence between adults and countries, that encourages and creates all the fear-mongering within our society, that creates all the hate, that creates all the criticism, that creates all the separation perspective within ourselves. All of that are things that we no longer consider as something that is bad for children to be exposed to, because they've smacked the words children or kids or a age bracket on there that makes you think that what you're putting in front of your child's face, having them glue their eyes to because of all the colors and characters that they're exposed to, is kosher for their minds, is not going to affect them and how they engage society, how they display compassion, how they relate to other human forms around them, and not just now, but in their future. How or what foundation within their own minds that creates for them to use as a springboard when they're in their own adult years. If you as an adult today understand that whatever perspectives, however you relate to the world today, is also a reflection of how you were raised and what you were exposed to as a child, why are we not paying more mind and giving more concern and understanding towards the kinds of stuff that we're filling our children's minds with in the home, using as pacifiers, using as tools to give us, or give adults, parents, other relatives a break from all the noise that you've been trained to become averse to. Yet we're choosing to have children because the system has trained you to believe it's the right thing to do. How is this also reflected in the kind of behavior that we've been desensitized to be okay with displaying and engaging in around kids? Why is it okay to have children around at gatherings where alcohol is being freely exchanged and enjoyed, and then want to worry why children in their future end up as adults with drinking issues, drinking problems, alcoholism? Why do we not understand why some children behave, or many people as well, and children behave aggressively towards each other, towards parents, you know, in their language, in their reaction towards things, but don't really pay attention to the kind of behavior that we, as who are supposed to be examples and adults and shapers of their character. What kind of character and behavior and responses and reactions and engagements with people around you are you displaying to the kids around you? Are you conscious of the way you speak around your children? Are you aware and conscious about the kinds of people you have them around and how they speak and engage each other, and how they consider their own behavior around your children and other people's children? Do you see yourself as a good and upstanding example of what your kids should be like in their future? Or do you see your life as an accumulation of decisions made and situations engaged in that are a result of all the pressures you found yourself unconsciously pushed by into going into things like having kids, going into debt, getting into certain relationships? The list goes on and on. Where can we be more considerate? Where can we be more aware? Where can we be more disciplined, observant, and obedient with ourselves as adults towards how we conduct ourselves and what we expose children and their minds to, and what we actually consider as child-friendly and not really so good for children? Just because you might think it's good for you, and you might think that something doesn't have an effect on you, when really everything you expose yourself to and take in from the outside does have an effect on you, whether you're aware of it or not, because most of us and most people walk around this earth surface completely unconscious and just operating off of the stuff that's been fed into their brains and perceptions and minds, and allow whatever's been fed to just guide their responses and their decisions as their situations come and deal with them in their lives, right? Now, if that's what we have become, and that's how we decide or haven't even considered, is a good example and show of character, behavior towards kids and how they're supposed to conduct themselves in the future and as adults, do we have any idea of what kind of trajectory we're sending them on? Do we have any idea of what the stuff that you expose them to and allow them to engage in on TV? I don't care how childish it might be or how cartoon-like it might be. Do you consider the kind of trajectory, that kind of material that your kids are programmed by, what trajectory it's sending them on for their futures and how it shapes their minds and their engagements and human interactions, and ability to empathize, ability to be compassionate, ability to take in the struggles of others around them? If you're being programmed and groomed by the screens around you, and having it all reinforced by the other adults around you in your surrounding, what do you think the kids are going through? What do you think is happening to the kids' minds? How is their strength being built? How is their character being built? How is their ability to problem solve being built? To connect with nature, to understand their place in this world. instead we have TV screens and phone screens and iPads, or let me rather say tablets. All of those things are the things that are guiding children and guiding adults too. And however you engage with your kids is however you're programmed to believe you need to engage with your kids, that's been displayed to you on TV. And however kids are engaging their parents as well is however kids are being programmed in whatever it is that they watch on TV and on their phones and whatever it might be, is however they're being programmed in those areas to engage their parents, to see as right, wrong, normal, not normal. That's too much power to give a system, when really the responsibility should be on us as human beings. It's a big topic. It's a lot to consider. And not anything I think somebody should feel, again, judged over, ashamed over, or whatever it might be, because many in the human populace have fallen for this trap and this brainwashing and this put to sleep that they can just hand everything over to a system and things will just be taken care of. Things are fine. That's not too bad. It says kids on there. Let them watch it. What are your children's minds being seeded with? Through your engagements, through your gatherings, through your behavior, through your relationships, through the other people around you, through the people you choose to engage with. Just because you might think that you can handle certain people and certain groups and whatever it might be, doesn't exactly mean that those people and groups that you feel that you can tolerate and be around are exactly the best kinds of people, groups, and influences to have around your children. There's energy transferal. There's all kinds of things that, kids also need to be shielded from. And who's going to do that if, parents and adults around them are desensitized and don't even care anymore or pay mind or consideration to these kinds of things? For the ones who don't have a voice, for the ones who don't know, for the ones who are again being thrown into the system production line. It's a real thing to consider, and I do think that I will get into it again at some point. But yeah, let's think about it. Let's pay more mind to how we need to consider what the hell it is that we're allowing to shape our children's minds, and where we need to also take accountability and responsibility for those things too. And again, it's not just the responsibility of the parents. It is also the responsibility of the people who choose to feel like they're okay to be in the presence of children, who are caretakers, who want to be given the title and seen as someone who is an adult and of sense, and who is responsible enough to be in the vicinity of children and care about what kids are exposed to and having to, imprint on their minds and endure when they are around them. And not to say that you need to now impose on someone else's style of parenting, but there is, there is a certain level that we should all care to be aware about and recognize. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm taking a card out of the flower therapy for this video to see Doreen Virtue, to see what's there to support this conversation, or you know, anyone else who might be watching this video that needs a nudge or some support in a direction. So the card that came out is You Are Healed, and the flower is the calendula, or a pot marigold. It's got two names. And the card says the healing you've prayed for is on the way. Excuse me. The healing you've prayed for is on the way. Let's see what the book has to say. I'm just trying to find the page. There we go. Your prayers have been heard and assistance is coming. Please be patient as the angels and flowers interact with your life. They're creating positive changes to make your healing as powerfully effective as it can be. You're being guided to the perfect modality and practitioner at the opportune moment. It's time for you to be well. This healing goes deep within your soul by nourishing and nurturing you from the inside out. Extending to your aura, by giving strength to your aura, you find greater vitality because others will be unable to affect your energy. You're protected, loved, and healed by the angels. Affirm that you already have what you need. In the eyes of God, you're perfect, whole, and complete right now. There's nothing you need to change. Through this process of healing, you're letting go of the illusion of dis-ease. If you're a healer, look at the signals you've been receiving and intuitively decide what they mean. Perhaps you have the gift of assisting others in reaching their goals. Meditate on this idea and follow your guidance to the right modality. Additional meanings of this card: you're with the perfect practitioner. Listen to the advice you're given and put it into action. Your aura is healing. You know, by healing ourselves also, we pay attention to the kind of trauma that our own parents dumped onto us, that we end up dumping onto our kids as well, or projecting energetically without even realizing it. Sometimes as adults we can get so caught up in ourselves and our problems and our negativity that we don't even realize how that in itself, without even speaking, our projection and our energy about it is affecting the kids, because kids are intuitive. It's things like TV and whatever else is desensitizing them and killing their ability to feel and have to be aligned in a linear system and way of thinking. That, you know, distracts them from what it is that they're really feeling and taking in from projection of their own parents, the same way we had all our fucking parents' trauma dumped onto us as kids. Be aware that as a parent right now you could be doing, or as an adult or somebody who is around children, you could be doing the very same thing to them unawarely, not realizing it, because we haven't been taught to have control over our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, and our reactions to, and our responses to things. The general population has been trained to be reactive and not pause and be considerate. That's something to think about. All of that affects children. Something to think about. Anyway, family, I hope this has helped, you know, made you think a little bit, and where you can be a bit more responsible and considerate and aware when you are around kids who are impressionable and who are taking everything in visually, through their ears, energetically. You know, they're taking everything in around you. And it's, you know, it's our responsibility as adults to have more control and awareness around those things when we find ourselves in the presence of children. Yes? Anyway, I will see you in the next video, and yeah, you've come this far, please do hit the like and subscribe button if you've resonated, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.